So I want to start making some more YouTube videos. A lot of these things are that I want to make for general YouTube viewing are general topics. Some of them are kind of things that might be more relevant to beginners than people who've been drawing and animating for a long time. But also want to make some general comments that hopefully can benefit a lot of people who hear them. I've been thinking a lot about doing posts about the topic of bad habits. And obviously, I'm not talking about personal bad habits, but I'm talking about uh, art bad habits. And I'm also not intending to discuss your bad habits, I'm just intending to discuss mine bad habits as an artist and an animator, habits that I've outgrown and had to be taught my way out of and fought my way out of, and some of which I still commit, and some of which I might not entirely drop. But one bad habit that's a very general one that's been on my mind a lot has been about negative thinking. And again, this gets into the sort of real life world aspect of being a person as well as being an artist. But I think we as artists, animators, creative people, sometimes are very hard on ourselves. And I think that's a good thing in a lot of ways. I have a pretty harsh inner critic, always have. Um, he happens to be harsh of everybody, so he doesn't just get on me, but he negs on me a lot. I get a lot of negative energy from my inner critic, and to the extent that that can be a helpful thing, it can point the way to improvement. To the extent it becomes a habit where you're actually wasting energy, feeding that negative voice, it's a destructive thing. And one of the things that will snap me out of it faster than anything is not looking at my own habit of doing it, but seeing people, especially young people online, who are being very hard on themselves in their social media posts. These might be artists I know, they might be artists I don't know, they might be artists I admire, they might be artists whose art I'm not even particularly aware of. But whenever I see someone, particularly a younger person, succumbing to that despair of the experience of not having your artwork live up to your expectation and your standard, it really makes me feel bad for them. And I want to reach out to them and reach out to everybody and say, don't do it. It's okay to feel that you're frustrated with where your ability is versus where you want it to be. Hopefully, if you're doing it right, your ambition will always outpace your ability. At some point, you may not stop paying it. At some point, you may stop paying attention and not care. The point is that the more you feed that negative energy and beat up on yourself, the more you're wasting energy you can give to furthering your creativity. And creativity is a very slow creature to nurture. It was for me, it still is, and it's very gradual. So you have to be very patient. It's a little bit like parenting. You have to be patient and you have to be kind to your talent when it isn't where you want it to be. And I hope there are people who need to hear this that can take it to heart and stop. It's simply a matter of stopping the habit of falling into despair. Maybe you need to take a break for a while. I'm a big believer in taking a break, taking a hiatus. As I've said before, I used to be afraid of doing that. I no longer fear it. Uh, Maybe if you listen to the voice that's being critical, maybe it has something valid to say. What is it saying? What is it saying about your artwork that you can say, oh, well, maybe if I do this instead, or maybe I need to improve this. Maybe I need to take a class. Maybe I need to study. Maybe I need to practice drawing hands or shoes or eyes or whatever it is. Or maybe I need to find my own way. And seek encouragement from your peers. Certainly, they are um, your eyes and ears in the world. Other artists who are your friends. They not only will encourage you, but you'll also gain insight from them. And when you look at the artwork of your idols, keep it up around you and try to identify what it is that you admire so much about their work. And I always say the important thing at that point is that you need to emulate what they did and not imitate verbatim their style and technique. But if you can, I like the expression that you need to follow in their footsteps. Well, follow their path, but not their footsteps. Um, you may be excited about the path of a particular artist and where it took them, but it may not be your path. You may find your feet um, walking a different pace than they did, and that's fine. And that's you know going to be your path. And the thing is, it'll always be familiar to you in a way that um, somebody else's artwork, is like, oh, it's so cool because I didn't do it, Uh, but you need to let that go and draw inspiration from what you can, and then just be patient and let it let it happen. You know, when I remember being 20 and wanting everything to happen all at once, and uh, it just didn't. Everything took time, and because I stayed with it and I was tenacious, um, a lot of the things that I'd been hoping for all along finally came true. But I had to um, stay with it and embrace the little victories that came along, some of which were the products of sweat and working really, really hard. And sometimes it was just all of a sudden something broke through when I wasn't even expecting it. And I've heard others talk about those moments, those little aha moments, and how you can't even begin to bank on them. But when they happen, that's what you live for. So that is my positive inspiration for the day. I want to talk more about bad habits and bad habits that I have, including technical ones. Some of them are pretty major. And I'm also going to try and open up comments on this YouTube channel. I think I have to change my settings in order to do that. Hopefully I can, and hopefully people will be able to comment and join in the conversation back and forth. So that is my commentary for this day, May 8th, 2025. See you next time.